This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Hi, thanks for joining us for this week's show. Man, we have some great stand-up comedy for you, and I'm doing it in comedy club format. I got an opening act, featured act, and a headliner. In fact, coming up later on, one of our favorite regular acts. He worked the club for over 2 decades. He's done some movies, a lot of time on TV. Coming up later on in the show, the very funny Steve Smith. And then right before him, a gentleman that we've done a great interview on. He is now a movie writer. He wrote Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and several other movies I'll share with you later. But he was a young comic as a feature act in my club in the early 80s, Ed Solomon. But right now, let's jump into a comedy club format of live stand-up comedy, all recorded at my club, Laughs Unlimited. This opening act was from England. He came over and jumped into comedy. He was kind of a house MC and regular. He worked for me many, many times. And here's a short set to kick things off. Ladies and gentlemen, the stand-up comedy of Andy Roberts.
Thank you. That's very kind. I was just talking to somebody back there who mentioned that it's their anniversary today, and I remember back to my anniversary. I've got a perfect marriage. I've been married for like 4 years, and I've got a little boy who's 6 years old. And no, he's cute. He's really cute. But I've got the most perfect marriage. I don't want to brag. Yeah, I do have a perfect marriage. I'm married to a deaf and dumb nymphomaniac with a liquor store. And no, you can't get much more perfect than that. My wife's funny, though. My wife is funny. I came down this morning and found her ironing her brassiere, okay? So like a comedian, I said, well, what are you ironing that for, love? You got nothing to put in it. She said, I ironed your shorts as well. Guys, we do silly things when we're married, don't we, guys, huh? Take, for instance, coming home late. Guys, what do we do every time we come home late? Come home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. What do we do, guys? We all do it. We switch the car engine off coming down the road, don't we, huh? Makes too much noise, you see. And then what happens? We go straight past the drive because the steering lock's on. you back up, you go in the drive again. You don't shut that car door till the morning, do you guys, huh? All the guys that are laughing are the guys that have done this, all right? Okay? And then you miss the cats, you miss the milk bottles on the step. Isn't that funny trying to open that front door when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to open the front door with your ignition key. Shoes and socks off up the stairs, isn't it, guys, huh? You open the bedroom door really quietly, and the bedroom is in complete darkness. But you know it's lying there. Because you can hear it breathing and snoring. The Incredible Hulk in pantyhose is waiting for you to come home. Then you creep round to the side of the bed, and you guys, huh? You get undressed in the dark. Isn't that funny when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to pull your pants off over your head. Oh. You slip beneath the sheets. You think you've made a home run. When all of a sudden, 2 o'clock in the morning, it suddenly wakes up. You have done the worst thing you could possibly do. You have awoken the bionic tongue. And if you've got a wife that sounds anything like my wife, it'll sound something like this. What the heck you mean? What time did you call yourself? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You married your first one. Salami took me a tap last time. You took me out 2 years ago. You drunk them at honeymoon. Honeymoon got drunk. Are you going to borrow? I'm going to go pay the mortgage with it. You're going to go back to the bar and borrow the money. I don't care. I'm going to go to my mother first thing in the morning. I don't give a shit. No. No. What do you say then, guys? You say, well, what's the matter, love? Guys, don't do this anymore. Do what I do now. Do exactly the opposite, okay? Come home at like 6 o'clock in the morning, all right? Rev the car engine up when you're coming down the street. Screech into the drive. The horn 3 times at least, guys. The car door twice at least. Do. The milk bottles. Smash them all over the street. Wake the whole neighbourhood up. The cat, best one, up the butt. Use every single key to open that front door. Stomp up them stairs as if you own the place. Fling open the bedroom door. And in your most sexiest and in your most seductive voice, say, darling, prepare yourself. For I'm in the mood for love. And you bet your life, guys, she'll be asleep then. I'm telling you, it never fails. Never, ever fails. It works all the time for me, it really does. But as I was saying, I've been married. I've got a little boy who's 6 years old, and he's cute because he got sent home from school the other day, and I said to him, "Oi, son, what are you doing home early from school?"
He said, "Well, Dad, I've been sent home."
I said, "Well, why have you been sent home?"
He said, "Well, the boy in the next desk to me was smoking."
I said, "Well, why did you get sent home?"
He said, "Because I set him on fire."
And he's gone into school, and the teacher said, "Come on, sit down, we're going to play a little game now. I've got my hand behind my back, and I've got hold of something that's round and red. You've got to guess what it is." Little girl put her hand and said,
"Please, miss, is it a tomato?"
Okay, or the American version,
"Please, miss, is it a tomato?"
just for you guys, all right, okay? She said, "No, it's an apple, but it shows your thinking. Now, behind my back, I've got hold of something that's long and yellow. You've got to guess what it is." Little girl, "Please, miss, a Chinaman." She said, "Now, pack that up. Enough of that." The teacher said, "You can eat it."
Little girl, "Please, miss, a Chinaman." She said, "Get out, get out." Said, "Please, miss, is it a lemon?"
She said, "No, it's a banana, but it shows your thinking." Now, my little son has had enough of this, 6 years old.
He said, "Here, miss, can I have a go at that stupid game?"
She said, "Yes, of course you can."
He said, "All right then, right. I've got my hand in my pants pocket and I've got hold of something 1.5 inches long."
Bring back some memories for you, does it? Huh? Memories of last night, is that right, huh?
He said, 1.5 inches long with a big red bit on the end of it.
The teacher said, "You disgusting boy, come out here and face the blackboard."
He said, "No, miss, it's a matchstick, but it shows your thinking, doesn't it, huh?"
That was Andy Roberts, one of our house MCs and opening acts. Very funny guy. I'm not sure what he's up to these days, but he was doing comedy back in the 80s when he first came out from his home country of England, and it was great to have him at the club. Now I have a real treat for you. This guy's gone on to fame and fortune. He has houses around the world, very, very successful, multimillionaire, and comedy writer, Ed Solomon. This guy originally wrote Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and then went on and did more in that series. And then he wrote Men in Black and did that series. And just recently, Now You See Me, great series of movies about magic. He's a very talented movie script writer, but back in the day, he was just getting started as an opening act and feature act. This set was him as a feature live on stage. Let's enjoy some comedy from Ed Solomon.
Anyone get Trivial Pursuit? Oh, there's a good game. So I don't understand the concept of this game. It's like pay like $39.95 to feel like an idiot. It's like, because how come it's like every question you get is like geography. What is the exact latitude and longitude of Bengal? And then like your opponent always gets questions like geography. What planet are we on? Oh man. Did everyone have Christmas dinner at home and all that stuff? Everyone have same thing like Thanksgiving dinner at home? It's always the same thing. Now is it just me? I don't think so. I'm 24 now. When I go home for like Thanksgiving dinner and stuff, they still stick me at the kiddie table. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the aluminum card table. They like throw a sheet over it. You put your elbow on it, everything like slides down to. And every year they tell you, when you grow up, you move up from the kiddie table to the adult table. When you grow up, yeah, that's bullshit. Okay. Let's face it, folks. The only way you move up from the kiddie table to the adult table is if someone at the adult table dies. Sad but true. I'm sitting there going, "Grandpa, boo!" And my mom's there. My mom's drinking like, you know, people like this. She won't drink from the same glass someone else uses, but like she will French kiss the dog. It's like, I say, "Right, Mom. While the dog was in the house using the water pick, okay, I was outside eating dog shit, okay." So we're at the dinner table, right? And like when I was a kid, it was like the adults would drink like wine and champagne. They'd give the kids sparkling cider. Did you ever had sparkling cider? Like, this is supposed to think we're really drinking wine, right? Have like 4 or 5 glasses, go out and drive our big wheel off a cliff or something. A moron. Does anyone, who drinks and drives here? Anybody? You do? Drinking and driving is a problem. Oh, I mean, it's not a problem if you're drunk, because, like, if you're drunk, hell, you know you can drive. The problem comes with the person who has to basically convince you that you're too drunk to drive. You always end up with something like, Dave, you're a little messed up right now. Maybe I should drive you home. Dave says, no, I'm fine. Just let me adjust the seat. I say, Dave, you're sitting on the hood of the car right now, okay? But I actually have a solution for the drunk driving problem that would eradicate it 100% from the freeway. And I don't know why they haven't instigated it yet. Why don't we simply do this? Why don't we simply put on the freeway a drunk lane? You know, thank you. Sort of a padded lane, sort of shaped like this. Cars just kind of... I'm going to read you an honest-to-God question from the California driver's test, and I want you to tell me if you think this is not possibly one of the most difficult things you've ever seen. Question number 1, honest question. What does this sign mean? No right turn. A, no right turn. B, deer crossing. C, turn left into the oncoming traffic. I missed this one. I put none of the above. Some of these are incredible. Like, what do you think? Okay, number 2. No, all right, that's 3. 2. Driving under the influence of any drug which makes you drive unsafely is A, fun. B, okay on weekends. But watch out for those roadblocks. And of course, C, okay, but you must be willing to share it with everyone on the freeway. Yeah, okay. How about this one? Number 3, pedestrians using guide dogs or carrying white canes. A, should be ignored. They're just trying to attract attention. B, should be considered armed and extremely dangerous. And of course, C, are blind, drive by and yell, how many fingers am I holding up?
That was Ed Solomon, and I think we can all relate to his what happens at Thanksgiving with the tables and the seating. He is a very talented writer. He did not go very far as a stand-up comic because comedy writing and movie and TV script writing really took over his life, but he's had huge success, and I'm a big fan of the movie series Now You See Me that has been out in recent years. He's got more in the works, so keep an eye out for Ed Solomon. All right, to close things up, our headliner today is a very funny comic. He was a regular at the club for a couple decades, worked all my rooms. You may recognize him. He's been in a couple movies, several TV shows, but just one heck of a very funny stand-up comic. So let's end our show with our headliner, Steve Smith.
I'm a bachelor again, which is good. Yeah, I was living with somebody for a long time. My parents. I thought they'd never leave. I did. I just kept putting up little clippings of the Menendez brothers trial in the refrigerator. And I have the house. I used to bug my old man when he drove the car. I was a little terror in the back seat, you know. I think all dads say this to their kids in the back seat. If you're a dad, you probably say this to your kid, or your dad said this to you. This is dad law. All dads say this when they drive. Hey! Don't make me come back there. Remember that? In England? Hey! Don't make me come back there. Wouldn't it be great if we knew then what we know now? Wouldn't it just once to go, come on. Come on, you big fat bastard, come on. Don't make me come up there. Wouldn't that freak you out? Wouldn't that freak you out? Your kid threw a haymaker over the back seat? Bring it, fat man. That's your boy back there. Does Bill Clinton seem like the president? Or does he just seem like this guy taking care of the White House till the real president shows up? I voted for him, too. I almost voted Perot. Anybody vote Perot? Did you? My mom did too. I almost voted Perot. I just didn't think America was ready for a Keebler elf as president. Here's a deal, here's a deal, here's a deal, here's a deal, here's a deal. Want a cookie? Want a cookie? Here's a deal, here's a deal. I'm rich, I'm short, and I'm nuts. That's the deal right there. I have this theory that the last 5 presidents of the United States have actually been cartoons. I think they've been part of the 7 Dwarfs. I can prove it. There was Carter, happy. There was Ford, dopey. Right? Nixon would be Doc, because he could do amazing things with tape. Stay with me, people. Reagan would be sleepy. Yes, he used to fall asleep at meetings. This was our president, ladies and gentlemen, President Reagan. Well, just say no. Can I have some more Prozac, Mommy? And Bush would be this little known dwarf. Bush would be pukey. There's a bright spot in American history, wasn't it? We send the most powerful man in the world, the leader of the free nation, to Japan to help us with our trade. Yeah, and he blows chunks on a guy. Oh, the poor Japanese guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, he blew chunk on me. Oh, my God, you blew chunk on me. Oh, yeah, we want to buy your car now, yeah. I can't believe you blew chunk on me. We like last president, he just fall asleep. He no blow chunk. What's up with that chunk? Remember this about the same time? This one Japanese man got on Japanese television and insulted Americans. Remember this? He apologized for this later. But this one Japanese man goes, Americans are lazy workers and Americans are lazy. You know what I say to that? So? Bingo, you got us. Who wants to work 18 hours a day? I don't want to work 18 hours a day. Hey, you make my VCR? I'll watch it. Just could you come over and show me how to hook it up? I was watching that guy on TV. When I saw that guy say Americans are lousy workers and Americans are lazy, man, I almost got out of bed and turned the channel. But I have a remote control. Well, I'm a bachelor, like I said, and one of the things I hate is grocery shopping. Oh, God, I hate it. Ladies, I don't know if you like grocery shopping better than men, but you're better at it. You take lists, you're precise, you get everything. Men, we walk in a grocery store, beer, toilet paper, done. Except we get in trouble for that, don't we, guys? Because we come on, did you get everything? You just got beer and toilet paper, didn't you? We needed it. You're gonna make me go back. That's right, you're going back, and here's a list. You get everything on this list. Okay. And here's some coupons. No! We'll take the list, but no coupon. You ever seen a guy in a grocery store with a list? Oh, are we the Lost Boys? The guy could be under a neon sign that says rice. The guy's going, do you know where the rice is? Have you seen the rice? Hey, I'm a postal worker. Don't mess with me.
That was my good friend Steve Smith, a very funny headliner, worked the club many, many times. His bit about driving with the kids in the back seat, all parents can relate to that, and a lot of the material he was sharing. Hey, thanks for joining us for this special 3-act club format. Opening act, Andy Roberts, featured act, Ed Solomon, and that was our headliner, Steve Smith. We want to thank you for joining us for this week's show. Stay tuned. More comedy, more interviews coming up soon. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tell your family and friends. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, your host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.